Hi, I'm Oscar Butler. Welcome to Oscar Butler Music on YouTube and another episode of Songwriting Rules. Okay, so in my last episode, I spoke a bit about developing the development of your story or the story of your song. So we are going to talk today about ruling your words. Remember that the stories of your songs are made up of the words that you choose. You must become the ruler of your words. Always be learning not just new words, but new ways to use the words that you know. See, vocabulary enables us to interpret and to express. If you have a limited vocabulary, you will always have a limited vision and a limited future. That's a quote by Jim Rohn, who was an American entrepreneur, author, and motivational speaker. But that's what he said, is that if you have a limited vocabulary, you will also have a limited vision and a limited future. So when it comes to songwriting, the bigger your vocabulary, the more space you have to work with, the more tools you have to work with. What you want to do now, the thing is that this has worked for me and happened over a period of time. There were times in my life where I actually had, these little dictionary-sized paperback books that I would look up and, would have vocabulary words to learn each day. I had little things that would pop into my email that would give me a word of the day, but it's all kind of happened over a period of time. It's not like I'm saying go out, get a vocabulary book and learn lots of big words. You want to build your vocabulary. Most of my vocabulary comes from me reading and seeing how words are used. If I run into a word that I don't know or don't know the meaning of, I look it up. I'll Google it, look it up, and I'll see how it's used in different ways. And when you're writing your song, have a purpose for your words. A purpose for your words. Don't use words because you can. Don't just because you know this big word, just don't use it to show off. Use it to express, to be creative with it. Have a creative reason for using your words. And also learn to use resources. Like I said, I used to have these vocabulary books, but when it came to songwriting, and actually those vocabulary books were long before I ever really got into songwriting. Vocabulary was because I like to write, period, and I wanted to understand. I wanted to have a bigger vocabulary, understand more words. But what the resources that I used once I got into songwriting were things like the thesaurus, and it's interesting, and I'm not going to go into the details of it, but like a Roget's thesaurus, to understand how that is actually put together is amazing, because you go into the back of it in a Roget's, you go into the back and you find the word, then it gives you a number, and then you go to that number within the text of the Roget's thesaurus, and you can find the number in the word, but then all the words surrounding that are all related. And so you can get a lot of ideas either for songwriting, for songs, for songwriting ideas, all surrounding that one particular word in the thesaurus. So, I recommend learning how to actually use a thesaurus. Online, I use, I think it's synonym.com or something like that, which is a cool thing. And it's kind of set up like that, which it'll automatically give you related words. But really, I found that using the actual book pages and stuff, bound thesaurus, was incredibly exciting when it came to coming up with ideas and songs and songwriting words for my songs. So, you want to learn to use the thesaurus, learn to be able to look up synonyms, antonyms, searches, rhyming dictionaries, and it's really neat because one of my favorite books, songwriting books, is Writing Better Lyrics by Pat Pattison from Berklee School of Music. and he gives a formula for phonetic ways of rhyming. He has this little chart. It's really cool to again understand how rhymes work and how to find rhymes, because it's interesting because I have a great program that is connected to a piece of rhyme software. But I'm finding that for the most part, I don't really look up particular rhymes, because I've gotten so adept in listening, thinking, and figuring out, well, what's going to rhyme with that? What's a near rhyme with that? And the thing is, when you're singing things, you have a bit of leeway in how you say things, how you sing things. So that's another cool thing about rhyming. There's another quote, and I'm not sure who this one was from. I Googled quotes on vocabulary. But another quote says that a man with a scant vocabulary will almost certainly be a weak thinker. So the words that you use, you want to be able to use them. You want to be able to use them like as well as you play your instrument. To weave them in and out and be creative with them. And with me, a lot of the words that I use comes from being able to sing words. Like I've spoken before about how I practice when I'm writing a song. A lot of my songwriting happens in the bathroom in front of the mirror, because number one, I want to see the expressions and how I can express particular lines and phrases and words. But also, if a word doesn't sing right with me, if I can't sing it comfortably, then what I'll do is change it. I'll change it. I'll say, well, no, that doesn't feel right when I'm singing it. Vocabulary is a matter of word building as well as word using. Again, don't just learn words just to use them. Learn words to be creative with them, to use them in a creative way. Just don't try to impress people with large words. Throw them in. And especially in songs, because you don't you want people to remember your songs, and as they're going along to get that imagery that you're trying to paint for them. I want to have it very conversational. To feel like I'm actually talking to you, even though I'm singing to you. I want it to feel like it's a conversation with you. But anyway, so that's just a little bit about ruling, becoming the ruler of your words in your songwriting, is to go out. I mean, again, not doesn't have to be these big, amazingly big or complicated words. Lots of my words are so simple, but just the way to express them, different ways to express them, is the fun thing about songwriting. So anyway, that's it. If you like my videos, please subscribe to Oscar Butler Music on YouTube. And hit that little bell down there so that you know every time I upload a new video. And also, please share my content. Let other people know about it. I need the likes. Hit that like button down there too, if you like it, of course. Anyway, have a great day. See you next time.